it's my year, yeah.
The morning show, Spencer Israel, JC Parets, Rick Roll backstage, running the charts for us today. What do you guys want to talk about? You want to talk about the Santa rally, which doesn't start till tomorrow, right? But everyone's talking about it today. Don't know what that's about. You want to talk about commodities again? You probably should, right? I feel like we should talk about commodities every day with the commodities. Nova Nordisk, maybe we can hit on that for a second. This morning, it's up, 9% now because they're going to have their medicine in pill form starting next year. That's exciting. I don't know. We'll see what the morning takes us. How about that? You guys want to talk about a firm? MasterCard? Maybe. I don't know. We'll see where the show goes. How about that? If you're watching us on YouTube, do me a quick favor. Hit the like. I appreciate that. I always do. So does JC. We all appreciate the likes. The more likes, the merrier. In fact, that can be your gift to us, is a like of this show this holiday season. Okay, let's bring on JC. Let's start the show, and we'll have some fun. You ready? Let's go.
Financials, new all-time highs yesterday, Spencer Israel. New all-time highs for financial. What does that mean for someone like yourself?
Financials are the place to be right now, apparently. If you're keeping score at home of the running month-to-date standings, financials are number one.
Indeed they are. Indeed they are, Spencer. How a very astute observation there.
Yeah.
That you just made there. Very, very astute. Spencer Israel.
Huh?
I am old school. You know? Like, you know, I'm new school, but like I'm old school, right? A lot of the things I do are, you know, are old school. And the way I learned it from the OGs, these guys, they were trained in the 50s and the 60s and the 70s. And they were trained by guys, and they were guys. They were trained by guys that were trading decades before them. And you know what I learned from these guys is that you don't have bull markets
without the chips?
Financials.
Oh, you can't have a party without the chips?
Yeah, that came later on.
Okay.
Can't have a party without the chips. That was your generation.
Yeah, right.
Right. That was your generation.
Right.
But the old school guys, you don't have bull markets without financials. Period. That's it. And then came the great financial crisis, and it proved to me and to anybody willing to listen that those guys were right. They were right. You can't have bull markets without financials. Starts there, right? Like that. And then that really hit me, right? Obviously, 20 years ago. And then over the years, it started hitting me more and more as I started learning more about foreign markets, and I started visiting these countries, right? Because 20 years ago, I had visited some countries, but, you know, I really started traveling after that. And I realized that while we don't have bull markets without financials in America, around the world, it's even more extreme. Because in Europe, they don't have too many big tech companies. They got a couple, right? The German DAX has one, for example. The United Kingdom doesn't have any, right? So, you know, financials are a huge representative, for example, in Europe. It's even more so in emerging markets, right? It all starts there. So when we talk about how we don't have bull markets in America without financials, I've really realized over the years that it's even more that truthism is even more powerful around the world. You don't have bull markets without financials. So can you throw the can you do the little zoom out sesh there on chart 4? Give the folks a little zoom out, because whenever in doubt, zoom out. That's how I learned it, right? Whenever in doubt, just zoom out. And there you have it, folks. There you have it. New all-time highs. This is about to be, Spencer Israel, 1 week from now, a week from tomorrow. We are most likely going to have the 6th consecutive quarter of rising financials. 6 quarters in a row, 8 out of 9, Spencer Israel. 8 out of 9. That is not a short-term trend. That is a regime shift. You heard it here first, folks. A regime shift. And I know this is America, right? So we have a lot of technology. I know that technology has been a massive outperformer over the last decade and a half or so. I know. I was there. I own them too. We don't have bull markets without financials.
Well, I think you sort of hit on the main question there, which is how it's great that lots of things are going up, right? But how do those things compare to technology? Because that's ultimately the barometer by which everyone measures everything now.
Yeah, and they're wrong. So,
well, no.
Okay.
Because technology is the largest weighting in things, and as you said, the last 16 or so years, right, has been the best performer.
Yeah.
So everything, so that is the technology is the reigning champion. So you always want to compare yourself against the reigning champion.
Right. So we call that in our business recency bias, and as investors, it's incredibly important to overcome such weaknesses. See.
But again, as interesting as it may be that financials are at new all-time highs and lots of things are going up, I still, if tech is still the winner, then it's still, then as far as I'm concerned, nothing really changed, right?
Yeah, right. So as far as you're concerned, now, for me, right, as somebody who manages a portfolio and trying to put real money to work, and I look around and I try to find, okay, what is the most important thing that can happen for this market? What are some of the most bullish developments that could potentially occur? What are some of the most bearish developments? When I think about these things, this is right up in there. Financials making all-time highs and breaking out. Look at the short-term chart. Notice how these things haven't done much. Really since the summer until recently, right? Hadn't done much.
Also,
6 months of nothing. 6 months of nothing. Right? And here we are, new all-time highs. So I do think this is an incredibly important development. And the people who have their heads too far up their asses to see what's right in front of them, because scientifically you can't see what's right in front of you if your head is up your ass, right? That's just science. They're focused on technology and they're missing what's happening with financials. I think that's a mistake.
I know that you like to, in fact, you love to not overthink the turning of the calendar, right? It's an arbitrary human thing that we do. And in reality, there's no difference between December 31st and January 2nd, right? Right. It's one trading day later. But do you think there's any like psychological component to that that's playing out right now?
Yeah. This is historically a bullish time of the year, and stocks are going up when historically they go up. So there's not really a signal. It's just very normal behavior. Starting tomorrow, we get the Santa Claus rally, which are the best 7 days of the entire year, right? There's no other 7-day period throughout the year that is historically stronger. So
I saw that tweet from Dietrich, I don't know, this morning or yesterday, who even remembers? So the Santa rally has never failed to show up 3 years in a row, and he hasn't shown up each of the last 2 years. So that would indicate he will show up tomorrow.
Yeah, most likely stocks go up through the end of the year and towards the beginning of next year. That would be perfectly normal. And so far that's playing out. So there's not really anything to talk about. Psychologically, there are some important things, because especially coming into the beginning of the year, because institutional managers, they they tip their hand early in the year, right? Like if they're going to be buying stocks, they're going to be coming in buying stocks, number one. Number two, historically, they tend, and it makes sense, they can be a lot more aggressive right at the beginning of the year because they have the rest of the year to make up for it, right? So if they're not coming in aggressive at the beginning of the year, that's a problem, right? Because this is the time to be aggressive, because if you screw it up, you got plenty of time to recover. So this is the time to be aggressive. And historically they are. If they're not, that's a heads up that something's wrong, right? So you want to see how the first 5 days of the year are. That's a good signal. You want to see how the month of January plays out, right? It's called the January barometer, which, as the saying goes, so goes January, so goes the rest of the year, right? Tremendous track record. So if they're not buying stocks in January, they're probably not going to be buying stocks the rest of the year, right? Or historically, you typically have much better opportunities later on in the year at much cheaper prices to buy stocks. That's what that means. So as dumb as it might seem, humans are humans, humans doing human things. And that's just how humans behave. It's a psychological thing. It's a new beginning. There's something real there psychologically, whether we think it's stupid or not. Humans are humans. It's not so much stupid as it is irrational. And humans are irrational, particularly when stress levels are elevated. And when are human stress levels elevated these days? When money's involved. So here we are talking about the stock market. So humans act irrationally. So expect that. So when you see the market acting irrationally, if you're surprised by that, then you're the sucker, right? It's perfectly normal. How do we feel about that?
No, that's all. That's
all
good.
Answer? Is that a good answer?
Yeah, that was a good answer. That was a satisfactory answer.
All right.
Yes,
listen, I'm here to please, Spencer.
Yes.
I'm here to please. Spencer, tomorrow's Christmas Eve.
Yeah, that's right,
dude. Jews in Miami love crashing Cuban Noche Buenas, and I respect that so much. And I'm here to say that if you're a Cuban household in Miami, go call some Jewish friends and invite them over. That's the right thing to do. I love the fact that Cubans do that, and I love the fact that the Jews love to take advantage of that.
Is Christmas Eve like a big deal for the Cubans?
Yeah, it's a bigger deal. Like on Christmas, like Cubans order Chinese food or something like that, right? Like Christmas is less important.
Gotta say, not a fan of other cultures hijacking that's our thing to do on Christmas, is the Chinese food and the movies. Now I'm learning that I have Christian friends going to the movies on Christmas, and I'm like, no, that and Chinese food, no, that's our thing. There's only 2 things open. Okay, stop taking up our space.
Yeah, you can share.
That's our culture.
Listen, I'm here to say to all my Jewish friends out there, go call your Cuban friends and invite yourselves over. And for the Cubans, particularly the Cubans in Miami, they got some in Jersey too, but it's more complicated there. In Miami, it's much easier. It's warmer. Everybody's outside.
Okay.
You're a Cuban household. Call your Jewish friends. Invite them over. Be nice. It's the right thing to do. And for the Jews, go in there and eat that lechon, right? Do the right thing.
That's not going to happen, I think.
Are you kidding me? That happens all over the Cuban neighborhoods in Miami every year.
All right.
Oh, are you kidding me, dude? Dude, that's the move.
Isn't that pork?
Yes.
Interesting choice. All right, can we do a state of the market?
Yeah, but these are like bacon-eating Jews. They're not,
that's me.
The difference.
That's me.
They're Jewish.
Right. I know. I'm Jewish. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. All right, let's do a state of the markets.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, what do we got? We got the Dow this morning down 75 points. Can you believe that? 75 points to the downside. That is 0.1% to the downside. That's 48,600. S&P 500 futures all down about the same. 10 handles, 69.20. NASDAQ 100 futures down 20 basis points, 25,640. 30-year bond futures are flat, 0.0, 115 even. Crude oil up a little bit, about 1/3%, 58 and change. Copper up 2%, 561. Wow. Gold up another 1%, 45.21 for gold. Wow, new all-time highs. Silver up 3%, $70 silver, folks. $70 silver. I'll say that again. Silver, $70 an ounce. Crude oil, $58 a barrel. Silver, $70 an ounce. You know, as bullish as we've been of precious metals, like there's still a wow factor there, at least for me. The VIX still 14 and change, really getting slammed. The VIX literally got cut in half in a couple weeks. And over in funny money land, Bitcoin down 1,000 points today, 87,560. Ethereum 2940 down 2%. Solana 123.5 down 2 points, and the total crypto market cap, Mr. Spencer Israel, 2.93 trillion. 2.93 trillion. How do we feel about this morning's futures?
I'm doing the same exact thing I was yesterday, which is looking at gold, silver, and copper. It's the same thing I was doing 24 hours ago. Nothing's changed.
Dude, silver, 70. Wow. I mean, you know, I remember when I was in Vegas a few weeks ago or a month ago, whenever that was.
I know.
A month and a half ago.
And you bought the silver.
Like silver guys selling like physical silver. And I bought like, how much did I buy? I bought like 10 of 50 pieces. So $500 worth of silver. Yeah. So 10 1 ounce coins. As I'm buying it, I'm like, dude, this is so the top. It's hilarious. Right? Remember, I even said it.
You did.
We're up 40% since then. Think about that. That was 6 weeks ago? 5 weeks ago? Silver's up 40% from when I was buying physical silver, like just for shits and giggles, just because it was there and I thought it was cool. Remember?
Okay.
I got them here somewhere.
This is when the top was going to be in. You ready? I don't think we've seen this yet. Have we seen, and if we have, please chat, correct me. Have we seen the leveraged, double, triple leveraged metals funds launch? I haven't seen any new.
They already existed. You got the Nugget. Yeah, they've been around forever, dude.
But no, the gold ones have, right? But not, has silver been around? I don't think so.
I don't know the answer to that. I don't trade those things, so I actually have no idea.
And copper, definitely not. So as soon as we get 3x copper.
Yeah, we have it. USLV. And right. Wisdom Tree has one too.
USLV.
Yeah, Wisdom Tree has one, but Wisdom Tree's over in Europe.
USLV? That's returning nothing for me.
Yeah, you're right.
It doesn't exist. Gold exists. I know that. Silver, copper do not.
Yeah.
AGQ. Hold on a second. Thank you. See, this is why we have the chat.
AGQ. Yeah. ProShares Ultra Silver. So that's double silver.
Give me triple silver.
They have them in Europe, not in America.
I'm sure they do. I'm sure they have.
I think that's the answer.
Yeah.
Which is hilarious because they're much more conservative in Europe. We're much more junky in America.
No, not on the leverage front. They're way junkier over there.
Well, no, the traders are junkier here.
Oh, yeah.
But the regulations allow for more junkiness there, I think is what it is.
Right. We haven't really seen a commodities ETF bull market yet, right? In terms of just new launches. Everyone this year was doing the the last 2 years doing the leverage single stock stuff. That's all fine, but we're moving past that now. It's time for commodities leverage. All right. I want 2x, 3x, every metal, every commodity. That's what's going to happen next year. Mark my words.
I got a funny headline from Forbes.
Forbes.
Yeah, I got a funny headline from Forbes from a couple of years ago that kind of just came up, and it just kind of made me laugh because I had forgotten about this. Throw up the news slide too, guys.
Okay.
Which is so funny. I never get credit for anything, which is fine. I don't need people's approval. Like,
yes, you do.
no, I don't. I don't care. I know I know the sacrifices that I make for my family. I know how hard I work. I don't need people to like tell me, I don't need any of that. But this one's hilarious because this is from when? This is from December of 22. So this was literally 3 years ago, right? Exactly 3 years ago.
Making this
yeah,
bigger,
like literally exactly 3 years ago.
That is
it said longtime gold bear JC Parets turns bullish, 5,000 possible. I just want to give a shout out to Simon Constable because, not all journalists are completely useless, right? Some actually do pay attention, and Simon was giving me credit at this point. I got to go back and read the article. I haven't read it in a while, but him giving me credit for staying away from that garbage for so long, he was paying attention, right? He knew who I was. Like people are like, oh, JC's a perma bull. It's like, bro, if you knew me, if you've known me for 20 years, I'm the furthest thing from a perma bull because they call me a perma bear every single bear market. And this is a good example. This is not a victory lap. This is not, not any of that stuff. The reason I bring this up, number one, is hilarious. But number two, it's really important to adapt to the market environment. There are times to buy gold and there are times to not buy gold. There are times to buy stocks and there are times to sell stocks, right? There's time to buy, right? There's time to buy bonds and times to not buy bonds, right? So that's why I'm showing this. I think it's really, really important. So like we're sitting here making all this money in precious metals. It's not like I'm that asshole who is sitting in gold, as a bag holder from the last cycle. Quite the opposite. Gold bugs fucking hated me because I would abuse them for years. Right? Just to make myself laugh. And then things changed. Right? So the reason I bring this up is not victory lap. The reason I bring this up is to reiterate that there is a time and a place for everything.
Look, you made a great call a couple of years ago. Credit to you. And you said the one thing I remember the most was you said that when these cycles change, they don't last months. They don't even last quarters, right? They last for years. And in a sense, this kind of only just started. I mean, you can look at, just look, you could say this year was, I guess last year was the breakout too, but so we're on year 2, right?
Can we give a shout out to the Miley Cyrus there on the upper right?
I was gonna say something because I thought that was like some sort of like cookie thing that was unique to you, but I guess that's a featured video.
Yeah, because of all my Miley Cyrus concert ticket.
Right.
Dude, you want to know something hilarious? We can move on. But you want to know something hilarious? So my wife, I guess, doesn't know that that our StubHub account is connected to my phone, right? So I got a message yesterday that I'm going to go see Shane Gillis at Madison Square Garden next month. How cool is that?
Very cool.
Nice, right?
Yeah.
Should I tell her that I got the text message confirming me that, or should just let it go? What do you guys think in the What do you guys think in the chat? Should I let her know and thank her for being the best wife ever?
I was thinking about Shane Gillis because he has a whole shtick about going to Mount Vernon during COVID, and I was there over the weekend, so I was thinking about him.
Guys in the chat, should I tell my wife that I know, or should I keep it? Should I just be surprised on Christmas morning? Be like, oh my God. I know what's great about it. What's great about it is that I got the message. I'm like, oh shit, I'm gonna see Shane Gillis. So then the next thing is like, where? It could be a number of places. It could be Philly, it could be New York, it could be New Jersey, it could be Allentown. I don't know. It could be a number of different places. I was hoping it was New York because it's my favorite city. But as it turns out, yeah, it's Madison Square Garden. So that means that we're probably going to crash in the city that night. That means I get to go out in the city with my wife. I got to tell you, as excited as I am to go see Shane Gillis, I like spending a night in the city with my wife. I'm probably looking forward to that part even more. That's cool.
Yeah. I'm happy for you. Before we bring on Kenny, a couple of headlines I want to cover real fast.
By the way, my wife is definitely not watching. She does not watch this show. I tell her we talk about her all the time.
No, we don't talk about her. you talk about her. We did have our first reading of GDP, 4.3%. This is a delayed first estimate, right? Because we should have had this like a month ago. So GDP looking good for Q3, at least the first reading. That's the one that matters, is the first reading. The Novo headline I wanted to mention real fast. Novo was up, what did I say, 8-9% this morning because they got FDA approval for the pill version of their weight loss drug. So they'll start selling that next year, and pills are easier than injections, probably. So people are buying that stock this morning. I wanted to mention Zim Integrated Shipping, which is a old favorite. Shares up 8% this morning on that stock. They're doing some buyback or something. They're evaluating strategic alternatives. They're buying. Someone's buying something this morning.
Spencer, I got accused of taking Ozempic yesterday.
Oh, they received.
That was the first time that's ever happened to me.
Zim received interest. Takeover interest. That's interesting. You got accused of taking. That's a compliment.
That's what I think.
Yeah.
Have you seen what's his face? Jonah Hill?
Not recently.
Holy shit, dude.
My issue with the weight loss drugs is like you can tell because like your eyes are like sunken, so and the cheeks are like sunken, so you can like tell when people take it because it does weird things to your face. I think. Dude,
throw up. If we got Kenny here, bring on Kenny. But throw up slide 2 real quick, dude. Look at this dude. I couldn't believe it. I could not believe it. It's crazy.
That's good for him. I don't know. He's living his life.
Man. That's wild, huh?
Good for him. I don't know what that hair's about, but that's cool.
Why does he look like Ellen DeGeneres?
And then I wanted to give a shout out to Rocket Lab. That's been like the meme stock of the moment. It's all over the socials. It's down this morning.
Throw up the other one. Throw up the new slide 3. Throw up that one.
Rocket Lab new highs yesterday. Yeah. Wow. That's
crazy, dude.
All right.
If I ever look like that, just fucking punch me in the face, man.
He's living his life, man. Good for him.
I mean, I don't have any problems with the guy. I'm rooting for him. All right, bring on Kenny. Let's go and see what's moving.
All right.
It's been a long time coming. They ain't cuffing my clock, they tug it. Putting up numbers, 99 problems, and I still kept it 100. Hold up. Yeah.
Yo, Kenny Glick.
Hi ho! Hi ho! Hi ho! Come on, that's what's moving. Hi ho! H-I-H-O. What's up?
Oh, that's too small for my scanner, man.
Oh, come on! You make an eighth of a point. What's better than making an eighth of a point when you wake up in the morning on a?
Hold on. Say what you just said again.
What? What's better than making an eighth of a point when you wake up in the morning?
Can you explain to the kids what an eighth of a point is?
Well, kids, back when I was a trader.
Back in my day, we used to make teenies and eighths, and we made a living at it, and we loved it. Explain to the kids what a teeny is.
A teeny is a 16th, but an eighth of a point is generally what stocks we're trading in. So 12.5-cent increments. And, market makers, instead of being at pennies, the stocks moved in eighths of a point. So if you got that momentum, again, we were all just momentum traders. Charts. Nobody used a chart. We would just.
Kenny is so old. How old is he? Kenny is so old. Kenny used to day trade in T.
Yes, and I didn't use charts. All we used was market makers, volume scanners, Inca. We had the Inca book. That was Instanet.
That wasn't that long ago, though.
Well, Instanet book, it was like a blue screen. You had it next to your main screen, so you could see the institutional buyers. So it was still always about volume. So that's what was interesting. That's why now 30 years later, we're right back to, now we got our VWAP in our charts and we're still looking at volume. So as long as there's volume somewhere, then we'll be all right.
No, I'm with you. I agree with that. All right. So what else is moving this morning? Anything with like real market cap?
Yeah, but before we go any further, am I the only one that finds Shane Gillis the most uncomfortable, unfunny human being on earth?
Oh, I think he's fun. I like it when he makes fun of his dad.
He is absolutely awful, and it's just hard to listen to.
Comedy is subjective, man.
Oof.
Yeah.
I
like when he makes fun of his dad who sits around walks, like in the middle of Pennsylvania.
Man. I've tried. My son gets a kick out of him too, but my son's like, he might be like not all there. That's what makes it funny. He does
a good Trump. Like he explains how to do a Trump impression.
Oh yeah. Funny. He might miss a chromosome, as my son said.
Yeah,
I'm like,
maybe.
oh, okay.
No, he has an extra one. That's the thing.
Extra chromosome.
Yeah.
Okay.
We have a Neanderthal on our team.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have a real Neanderthal.
Oh, I love it. Let's bring back the Geico guy.
Yeah, Brett's a Neanderthal. Yeah.
So yeah, not much moving.
I don't know.
That's why I got attracted to Hi Ho this morning. Actually, caught some money. We're made a little money out of it already. So a little faux show bro action.
No.
But yesterday, let's talk about yesterday. It was really important because my first two trades of the day, I opened up with an 0 for 2, and I got a little pissed off because I just traded poorly and I just let it go to my head. I got on tilt. You know how it is.
I do.
And half an hour later, let me show you this chart. It was the Trump trade. And, I came in looking for short. My brain was set to one trade, and I was just early and wrong. So here's a phrase I always like to use. I'd rather be late and right than early and wrong. Okay. And I was early and wrong, and I knew I was wrong. And I decided to say the worst phrase in trading. Let's see what happens.
Oh,
and I saw what happens. So if you guys are looking at the chart right here, I got my trade in the pre-market, and this is how it all got started. Broke VWAP, got paid. I don't like holding into the open because usually we have a pretty big candle, and we got it. And then it did the finger of God. It's rolling over. I'm shorting it again. I shorted it here, and then it went negative. Normally, I'm starting to cover it at break even, but instead I added to it.
Hold on. Is God Freddie's cousin? Or is it just
they're all incestuous with each other? Yes.
Okay. I just wanted to confirm. All right.
Yes. By the way, Fat Finger Freddy did show up.
Also, the finger of God. It's just like the Colossus of Clout. Right?
Nice. I like that.
It's kind of like all kinds of the great Bambino.
Yes. Forever. Anyway. So I got a little pissed off at myself, but the funny part was not only did I ask for it, normally I'm covering on the way down, I put my stops on, but here I am adding to this thing because I just was bent trying to crush this stock, and it starts ripping in my face. Right here, I was like, all right, if it doesn't break VWAP, I'll add to it again, and woof. Look at this monster candle. That was me getting squeezed out of this trade, but then the rigging showed up. It just went back to test the high of the day, double top. And then there's our finger of God, roll over the knuckle. And then all you had to do was revisit it. So, yeah, you got it wrong 20 minutes ago. Now the trade is starting to take root. All you got to do is press that button again. But in that moment, that separates the good trader from the bad trader because it's hard. Because you just got butt hurt, as the kids were saying. I don't even know if they use that one anymore.
I think they still use butt hurt.
Lost on this trade. I don't want to get back. It hurt me. Ooh, I'm sensitive. But the stock doesn't care about how you feel. It never does. The trade is setting up. Wouldn't you short this if you just walked in and hadn't taken a loss 20 minutes ago? Of course you would, because that's the trade that we do for a living. And look at this wonderful rollover once it actually did break the low of the day and plummets, not just a little bit. It gives it Jerry Orbach down to where it came from, and probably going to go back.
What is a Jerry Orbach?
The Jerry Orbach is when a trade just goes 360, basically right back. All back gives it all back. And big fan of Jerry Orbach. And if you don't know him, go watch Dirty Dancing. So that's where we're at right now. We're doing a lot of talking about philosophy. We're talking a little bit about psychology. And it was good. It was good yesterday because we addressed it. You got to deal with loss. if it's the first 2 trades of your day, I tried to catch a little blip on Tilray, and that stock's rolling over and going to zero, back to zero. And again, the last 2 sectors, Trump was the last forgotten stock. This was the only stock that hadn't got squeezed this year. They got to it. So now you could say Trump. It was weed and the Trump stock that the only 2 sectors, or the only 2 stocks that hadn't moved up this year. We got the weed, we got the Trump. I guess now we can move on. Going right back to, just looking at the same names that we're always looking at. And that's another thing we've been talking about, the watch list. When there's no earnings and no stocks in the news, you just go where the volume is, where the scanners are telling you. I know you got to love a scanner, but my scanner's just
how many scanners does one need?
Yes, just the one scanner. Well, really 2, but it's all volume. You just want to go where the volume is. Like, for instance, somebody asked me if I liked, what was the stock? NOC, because I was talking about drones. Nobody really trades this stock because it doesn't have a lot of volume. It's big stock. It lumbers around. There's no advantage to trading it. Great stock. I love it, but I wouldn't trade it intraday except for earnings reports. You give me a drone stock like UMAC, where you got some volume every day and this thing's ripping all over the place. That's where I want to put my money. The UMACs, the MOBs, that one doesn't have much volume. But, again, if you guys don't know, there's an ETF, DRNZ. Very interesting going forward. That's a drone ETF. Jedi. Who doesn't love the Jedi? Jedi, another drone ETF. And going forward, as they say in the biz, this quantum ETF, very interesting because it's quantum. They got some chips in there. Go take a look what's in QTUM for you guys that are building portfolios in 2020.
What could go wrong?
Very interested.
Well, I mean, listen, if you don't have massive exposure to a quantum ETF,
Yeah. And of course, you guys heard we're talking about silver. I dropped you AGQ at $50 a couple of months ago, and we're still in it. That's one of the things I own. And like I said, I buy silver every week.
Let me ask you something, Kenny, while we're on the subject.
Yeah.
As our resident perma bear, the most bullish perma bear I've ever met, as our resident intraday trader, and somebody who's just not like a commodities dude, like you're not Jason Purrs, like you're an equities guy, right? What is it about silver that you've been buying so much of over the years and that you own? Like, what is it about silver that has made you own it? Congratulations, great, nice job, by the way. You made a lot of money, so kudos to you. But why is this like that? This veers from like who you are, generally speaking. So why silver?
Well, let's go even before trading. I was in the baseball card business. So when I was back in 86, 87, my first business, we would go to card shows and hotels, and my dad would take me to flea markets, and we just were buying baseball cards. And then I launched a small business where I made $1,000 one day. It was the greatest moment. We actually went to Sizzler that afternoon.
We going Sizzler.
We went to Sizzler. We never seen $1,000 in our hands ever in our life. I mean,
I love the fact that you went to the Sizzler.
We went to the Sizzler. Sheepshead Bay. What's up? How you doing? Back at the Golden Gate Inn. We used to do this baseball card shows every 2 weeks. And for kids, and I was 14 years old. My partner was 16-year-old. We were making some good money. And at the baseball card shows, there was the baseball cards. There was the coin guy, and then you had the stamp guy. Stamps. My father was into the stamps. I never really got into the stamps. But I always liked talking to these 1 or 2 guys about gold and silver. And originally I had traded an 84 Don Russ Mattingly rookie card and a beat up Johnny Bench rookie card for an ounce of gold. That was when ounces of gold were $3.87. I still remember that trade, and I still have my little ounce of gold. I didn't even know what OZ meant. I just, that's cool. I'll trade you for some of that. And so now that gold has gone parabolic, it was like silver was its forgotten stepchild. Plus, I can't afford to buy that much gold. So I started buying silver, $18, figuring, you know what? It was once at 50. We're in the everything go up rally. Why isn't silver going to 50? And I just waited and waited and waited. So, once we got into the 30s, then I was convinced. So that's when I started really getting aggressive once we got into the 30s. And I'm still buying here. I just bought, I'm buying, I buy a lot of this. I buy these sheets of ounces, a lot of that stuff. Obviously, the AGQ has paid us off really well. But I like owning this stuff. And I'm a collector. So a baseball card guy. Still, I wish my collection was worth what it used to be because I was an 80s kid. All the, the steroids have ruined my collection. I got a stack of Maguire rookie cards, Barry Bonds, Rafael Palmeiro, all that stuff. So luckily the silver is now paying for my for the waiting. And that's the story, And again, I still love it. And now that we're on this monster squeeze or this momentum break, once we got through 50, I really think it's going to go to 80. And if we consolidate here, and I do think there's going to be a correction because any parabolic move usually gets a correction. But I do think we're on our way to 80. And if we get 80, we're going to 120, baby. So I'm still buying.
I don't think we're going to get straight there, but that's been my target. It's like, dude, if we can actually get through 50, which I got to be honest, we got through 50 faster than I thought.
Pretty fast, yeah.
I thought it was going to take a little bit longer.
Yeah.
Boy, was I wrong.
And I talked to some guys I was saying yesterday, he was frothing at the mouth talking about how bullish he was about silver. And this guy doesn't get excited about stuff. I was like, okay, calm down. I got you. You love silver. So that was very encouraging. But the one thing with that conversation, people now are looking for like the forgotten miners. Like there's the big one, PAAS. Everybody loves that one, right?
Yeah.
So just like any fad, you got the big guys are moving, and then the mid ones, and then everybody starts scraping the bottom of the barrel. We're kind of here. People are looking for things to do with silver now. So I'm kind of getting a little nervous, but I don't think there's going to be a top. I don't think we're gonna top out and just be there for 20 years again. I think this momentum is real. When the correction does come, I think I'm definitely going to be buying. So it's easy for me because I'm not selling any of these coins. I mean, if we do go to 120 in the next 5 or 10 years, I probably will lighten up a little bit. But I love collecting. So that's my story. I'm staying to it.
I like it. Ladies and gentlemen, Kenny Glick, hitthebid.com. Go in there. Put a trade on with Kenny. Just hang out with Kenny during the day. Number one, it's fun. Number two, you're going to learn a lot. And you can make some money.
Yep. And we'll watch some sports together. Go Dogs!
Go Canes! Let's go Canes!
Yeah, I know we might face each other. Actually, no, we won't be able to face each other.
Unless in the big game.
Yeah, I guess, right? Ooh, imagine that. The U. See you later, guys.
Adios.
Good luck.
I wasn't good enough to play baseball at the University of Miami. I wasn't even close, actually. But Fairfield had other thoughts. But I grew up in the 80s going to the Orange Bowl, watching the Canes just destroy everybody. That was my childhood, so I mean, I bleed orange and green. I'm a Fairfield Stag through and through. Shout out to the Stag. Shout out Connecticut. I was in Connecticut last night. Shout out Connecticut. But I mean, I bleed orange and green. I used to go to a lot of Canes baseball games too when I was younger because they were basically free and my parents didn't have a lot of money. So like that was an easy way to go catch a ball game. And the Canes were in the College World Series every year, so they were nasty, right?
And you didn't have a team in Miami.
And we didn't have a pro team in Miami. That's right. That's right. Very good, Spencer. Very good.
I'm paying attention.
Nobody's paying attention.
Can we bring up slide 4, Rick? I wanted to give a shout out to Grant this and the Daily Number this morning. This is actually JC had made this comment earlier talking about seasonality, but Grant is just showing this visually. We have entered into the most bullish time of the year. This chart is 1 day old. Caveat for that. Hey, look who just showed up. Holy cow. Steve Strazza just popped in. Coming at us live from Connecticut. Steve, can I just bring you out?
Bring him out. Bring him out.
Thumbs up, or thumbs down?
Dude,
sure.
Ron Frazier. Shout out Ron Frazier. Hey, Steve Strazza. Long time no see, buddy.
What time did you get home last night, sir? You got home
like 1.
Yeah, nice. No traffic on the way home, though. We had a great time. We crashed the holiday party at a friend's of ours in Norwalk, the Trade Exchange. And I think I was at the steakhouse for over 6 hours. My ass was hurting sitting on that seat for so long.
Yeah, wait, is this the steakhouse with the bacon? It's like this.
You've been there. Yeah, and we had some of that. Yeah,
pretty good spot. They have a decent wine list, man. I got to tell you, I was impressed. You know
me,
I like it is.
Yeah. No, Really nice place. I think it's a little hidden gem in Norwalk. We're talking about Blackstone's Steakhouse in Norwalk. It's on South Main Street. Kind of like a little unassuming location, but it's awesome. Food's great. Good time. Good hang. Great hang.
Yeah, it was a good time. It's cool. You know, it's just, isn't it great just being around nice people? You know?
It is, especially around the holidays. You want to surround yourself with as many good people.
Especially after a week in Disney. Nice to have a little adult time.
I don't know how you do it, man. You don't stop. Just keep going, going, and going. He's got just tremendous energy, this man. And I heard what you said.
About
We
what?
did not accuse you of taking Ozempic. No one accused
Milton
you.
did.
No one accused you of being on the Ozempic. Did he?
Yeah.
He did. What we were actually saying was, holy cow, look at JC. I mean, look at this man. He looks great. I mean, just slim. You look like an athlete, man. Really. Look,
Hey, easy. I was a pitcher. Easy.
No, so JC got all the compliments last night. He was blushing. And yeah.
No, I was just hot. I was just hot.
Whether or not some GLP-1s are involved, I don't know.
I hate drugs. I didn't do drugs in high school. So by the time I got to college and everybody was doing drugs, I'm like, I'm not going to start now. I'm too old for this.
Too late.
And then I got to Wall Street and everyone's doing drugs. And I'm like, I'm not going to start doing drugs. I didn't do drugs in college or in high school. I'm not going to start now. So now that I'm in my 40s, now I'm going to start doing drugs again. I'm not going to do that.
Amazing story. He was never exposed to drugs in the great city of Miami.
No, I was. No.
Until he got to Fairfield, Connecticut.
No, that's not true. That's not true. We were going to the clubs in high school in South Beach, and everybody was doing drugs. Not like a lot of people were doing drugs. I wasn't. So that's why when I got to college and everyone's doing drugs, I thought I was too old for that.
Yeah.
Thank God. Fortunately.
Hey, you did the right thing.
That was literally my logic at the time. I swear to God.
I think that's great. We have a snowy morning here. I haven't seen snow in a while. This is pretty.
Just a little bit.
Yeah, it's not that pretty. Yeah.
Good job.
Can I just show you guys something cool? Can you zoom in on me?
Okay, what do you got?
Look what I bought myself.
Jordan? Who is that?
Michael Jordan and Michael
Jordan baseball cards.
It's Jordan. Yeah.
Cool.
Sick. Look at his face.
Isn't that cool?
Look at that. Look at that swing face he's got. Ready to go. The greatest of all time.
Not bad. Like just for fun,
Shout out
cool,
Michael
right?
Jordan.
Nice.
Love it.
Yeah.
Did
I
you
think
buy
guys
those
would
online?
Appreciate that.
Buy them online?
Yeah, I got an eBay premium account. You know how I roll.
eBay would be JC's preferred shopping outlet.
Dude, I have a Lehman Brothers putter that I bought for Strazza that's sitting there.
I'm ready for it.
It's been sitting. I should have brought it yesterday. Oh, I didn't know you were coming. That's right. I didn't even know you were coming. I would have brought it.
We made those plans midday.
Yeah. Yeah, so I have a Lehman Brothers putter that I bought on eBay for Strazza because I thought he'd think it'd be funny.
I do. I can't wait to use it. I'll bet it's heavy.
I mean, it's like a putter. I wouldn't know the difference between a light putter and a heavy one.
It's rally mode, JC. Santa Claus is clearly coming to town. A little inside day today on some of these more speculative areas. I kind of like that, right? A little
Inside day?
Yeah, a little dip and rip maybe.
Yes.
I like this red open in a lot of things today. I like a little red open here.
Red open, 20 basis points. Is that?
I was gonna say red in the technical sense, but
that's not what I'm looking at stocks that were up 10, 15% yesterday, opening with inside days today. That's what I'm looking at.
Oh, I see.
Uh-huh.
All right. Nice.
I like that.
Yeah. So can we scroll down here? I want to show throw up slide 12. Slide 12. I mean, I feel like I'm just the only one that talks about this. I feel like nobody cares. Nobody thinks it's fascinating. Like, look at when these charts bottomed in October of 2023. Okay. That is when terrible things were happening.
I was going to say, do you want to go there?
I don't know. It's just a sentiment standpoint. My point is, like, there has been no better stock market in the world. right? Like this isn't a political thing. This isn't like a religious thing. It's just what it is. It's just price behavior and sentiment. There's been no better country in the entire world since October of 2023. If you would have told me that in October of 2023, people would have thought you were crazy. People would have put you in prison. I mean, who knows what people would have done to you? Think about that. So it's just a good lesson in sentiment, right? Just understand that the strongest rallies come from extremes in pessimism, right? And this is a great example. This thing, I think Tel Aviv is up like 16 out of 17 months in a row or something crazy like that. Like,
can we frame this against the broader world? Can you go to slide 3, Rick? Just to compare Israel with
it's outperforming, Spencer. Are you just going to say everything's doing well?
No. Well, kind of.
Top of the leaderboard.
Yeah.
Along with, mind you, Vietnam.
Yeah, a lot of things are doing well. Israel.
Yesterday, Israel closed at the highest levels relative to the S&P 500 since September of 22. The relative ratio bottomed on exactly October the 24th of 23. October the 23rd of 23 was the exact bottom on a relative basis. And it really got going and started outperforming about a year ago. But fun fact, as much as Israel has outperformed the United States this year, Israel also outperformed the United States last year. Who is that behind you, Strazza? Who is that?
Joe? Oh, who is
that? Joe?
No, sorry. There's somebody out here, Mom. Who is this guy?
Ma, the meatloaf.
Sorry.
Ma!
I banged on the window. I thought it was Joey. This is just a random person on our porch.
The meatloaf.
No, it's not my house.
Ma!
He looks very confused. Now I feel bad.
I think he's looking for his ball.
Why is it a random guy?
Tell him to play through. Oh, he can play through.
Do they deliver packages to the back porches here? What's going on?
No, because if you accidentally press the back porch button on Amazon, that happens to me. So it's not lately, but it's happened before. And then they go around and they put them in the back.
Really?
And like there's like a big hill to get to my backyard. So these guys are slipping and falling back.
You guys are
setting off the Ring cameras. Yeah.
Dude. So good.
All right. Wait, listen. Phil's gonna hop in a minute, but if you guys want, we could do a recess now, and then Phil can hop in when we're done with recess.
You want an early recess?
Well, I figured.
Yeah, early recess, and then we'll bring on Phil.
Sure.
Right. Cool.
All right, Spencer, what do you got?
I'm starting. Wow. Okay. Yeah, it's been sort of a bear market for me on the TV and the movie front. Really, in the last month, I haven't been watching a ton of stuff, but I did want to give a shout out to if you guys want like a nice, heartwarming movie, it's called A Million Miles Away. It's about I don't even remember his name. I'm so bad at remembering names, but this guy who went from migrant worker to literal astronaut. He went to space. He was true story. First migrant worker to go to space. His family came from Mexico to California, and super inspiring and true story. And happened in the last like 20 years or so. It's on Amazon. It's called A Million Miles Away. Very inspiring, heartwarming stuff of impressive people doing impressive things. So that's my recess. I haven't been watching a ton, but I did watch that one recently. So that's what I got.
It's nice. I'll go. First of all, Billy Cunningham, you know what they say, when you assume you make ass out of. Of course, we're having an open bar today. We might start about 5 minutes late because we do have trades that we're looking.
We are?
Yeah, we're having an open bar.
I didn't even know this.
We don't skip the open bar, Spencer.
I love open bars.
We did an open bar from St. John. We do an open bar from from Connecticut.
Open bar is some bull market shit. Cash bars are for bear markets.
That's right. And the open bar is always open here on Stock Market TV. Okay, so yes, we will be having it. It might be a quick one, but we're definitely gonna do it. We're gonna do it right here in just a little bit. Second, for me, shout out to the great state of Connecticut. Very nice to be home. You know, I always forget how much I like it here until I'm here, and it's lovely seeing the snow today. Getting to see all my friends and family. I make these trips pretty quick, so we do a lot, but it's been great. I've only been here for a couple days at this point, so lovely to see everybody. Just love Connecticut. JC had a moment. He was thinking about Connecticut yesterday. He said, wow, it's just nice here, guys. Minus all the traffic.
It does make me feel good. My dad called me, and he's like, "What's up? What are you doing?" I'm like, "I'm just entering the great state of Connecticut. No big deal." It was just a nice feeling, you know. Listen. I was there from the age of 18 to 22. Like those are like important years in your life. You know, you become a man of sorts, right? And so when I'm back there, it's like you can't really help it. It's like a feeling, you know.
Fairfield County is just top notch. So good. So yeah, and you covered a lot of ground yesterday. Really,
I was in 4 states.
I know. It's really impressive. I'm
just an impressive kind of guy, you know.
Go get a grinder. I will.
Wait. What was the 4th state?
So
Pennsylvania, New Jersey, New York, and Connecticut.
Okay, I forgot about Pennsylvania because you're coming from there.
Well, that's where you live, Spencer.
Yeah, right. Makes sense.
Right. I have a routine. I'm just going to give one last shout out. I have a routine when I come home. Pretty much do the same thing every time. My dad picks me up from the airport, preferably White Plains because it's a lovely airport. It's right over the Greenwich line. We go straight to my grandma's for a good visit. And then from there, we beeline straight to Colony Pizza. Straight to Colony. And I eat at least a full pie. And then we go home. So Colony Pizza already had 2. Probably have 2 more.
And do you use is it the cauliflower pizza that you order?
You know, that's not even funny, JC, because it's not even an option on their menu. I think they started doing like a gluten-free thing, which
I think you get shot for something like that in Connecticut.
It's the best pizza in the world. If Chris Drury, isn't he going to get fired from the Rangers soon? I heard. Because he's got to open up some more colonies in Florida. I don't know what's going on. We need more colonies in the great state of Florida. We got to keep bringing them down south. Is there one in Shelton? That's great.
There you go. What about that place that I like? I think it was on the Black Rock Turnpike to get the heroes, to get the sandwiches, the Italian deli. What's the one that I like there?
You liked A&S probably?
A&S. Oh, yeah, that's it. You get the chicken. You get the cutlet, little fresh mutts, roasted peppers, a little balsamic, and then a side of the stuffed mushrooms.
Connecticut staple. They make some of the best sandwiches. I'm more of a Gaetano's person.
Sesame bread.
Yeah, it's incredible. You go to Gaetano's and you get the Kovac special.
I don't know Gaetano's.
It's the chicken cutlet, a little more new school than A&S.
Yeah.
Gaetano's, but they're everywhere now.
Okay.
Too.
All right, wait. Phil is here.
Hold on, before Phil, can I do my recess? I got a good one.
I'm trying to get to your recess so we can bring Phil on.
Yeah, all right. We'll do my recess. This is a good one. Go to slide 2.
I know what you're going to say. I know what this is about. I know what you're going to say.
Go to slide 2. I just learned this recently. So my family and I got twin 3-year-olds. They just turned 3. And then I got a 5-year-old. So sitting around watching a movie together, hard to do. For the first time ever, a few weeks ago, we finished dinner. We were up at the lake, and we all sat down, and we watched Home Alone. And my kids loved it. Like, dude, they loved it. And they're still going, they're still doing that. So I recently learned that Buzz's girlfriend was not actually a little girl.
That's
because
right.
to take an ugly little girl and abuse her in a blockbuster movie.
That's a boy?
That's a boy.
It was actually like one of the producers' son who like put on a wig because they didn't want to take an actual little girl and like destroy her morale for the rest of her life. Because I never thought of it like that, but like that would be a terrible thing to do, obviously. So this was just the boy, the son of one of like the directors or producers or something, who on a whim just put on a wig and did it and volunteered and was happy to do it.
Yeah, I mean, dad of the year right there.
Isn't that funny? So I just learned that. So I just thought that was cool. Just a little fun fact, little nugget. Little nugget. Also, Kevin McAllister or Macaulay Culkin still has a scar on his finger from when Joe Pesci bit him during the movie. He bit him too hard.
That's great.
Wow.
See all these
Hey.
things I'm learning?
It's probably the single greatest Christmas movie of all time.
I think mathematically it is actually. Like,
and
if
I don't
money
think
means
anything's
anything,
close.
which we're traders. So yes, right. All right, bring up Pearl Dog. Tell him how good I look. Tell him how good. Pearl Dog.
Hey, Phil.
What's up, guys?
Dude, I got accused of taking Ozempic yesterday.
Stop it. Wait.
True story.
Stop it. No, you didn't. We were
Yes,
Dude,
I
I heard you.
Right
talking-
there.
I ate the whole pie. That's what
Who-
Strazza just said. I
who
ate the whole
said that?
pie. It's the best pizza ever. I ate the whole pie. By the way, the pork store is fantastic. Like, isn't that A&R? Isn't that like the pork store?
A&S.
A&S?
No, it's
A&S.
Italian. It's Italian deli.
Yeah, it's like the pork store, right? Right, Strazza?
Yes. Yes, they got the sausage hanging for sure. Mm-hmm.
Dude, that's like so great.
Well, that's good for you. That's Perlman program, right? You could eat that fatty meat. all day,
Anything,
no?
any kind of pork, any kind of meats hanging from the ceiling is fantastic. I don't give it. I
Cheese and
don't
meat
care what
Makes you
anybody says.
fry is healthy.
A good charcuterie plate is actually fully on the Perlman program, from what I understand.
Charcuterie plates, but you don't want to eat it every day, but it's fantastic for you.
Why? Because of the cheese?
No, because it's because of the way it's like cured or processed, like those like salami and bacon, that stuff.
It's salty.
You don't
as
want to eat it
hell,
every
too.
day. What's that?
Salty. Very salty too. We're talking about
The salt is fine. The
Okay.
macronutrients are fine. It's just the way it's cured that's like
So how many days a week is good
carcinogenic.
for a good charcuterie?
What's that?
How many days a week is a good number?
You know, I like if it's on the menu and you're at a nice place where it's good, you order it.
yeah.
Well, what about at
That's-
home?
You know,
It's a great
What about at home?
appetizer.
if you're at a place, I remember one time I'm in Tuscany, and I say, what's the fish? Do you have a fish tonight? And the guy looks around and he goes, "Do you see the water? Hey, do you see the water? Like there was no water there, so you can't order fish.
That's how it should
That's how you do it. You know
That's
what I
how it should
mean?
be.
Like if I saw the water, I could order a piece of fish.
That's
There was
good.
no water there. There was, I'm driving to the place with my wife, and there's like a pig runs across the road. Charcuterie is perfect to order at that place.
Yo, let me
Not
tell you
fish.
something. I get this.
Know where you
salami-
are.
Right, Straz?
Yeah. Know where
Listen.
you are.
Listen to
Right,
this.
know where you are.
I get this salami from Italy, right? And I love it. And sometimes they don't have it. And I complain to the lady and everything like that. And I asked the lady the other day, I was like, why is this so good? Like, am I obsessed with this salami? You know what it is? It comes from a farm in Italy where all the pigs do is eat acorns.
There you go.
That's all they do is eat acorns.
It's like
They're under acorn trees, I guess, or something like that. And all they do is eat acorns, which is why the salami is so good. How about that fun fact?
How do you go wrong there?
it's like the wagyu of pigs.
Okay, I got something for you guys today. So here's the thing. It's December 23rd, 2025. And there's this old saying about getting 1% better every day. It's a completely ridiculous, stupid thing. Nobody's getting better 1% every day. And that goal is an unrealistic goal, and it leads to failure. And when people have these grandiose goals, like, they're sitting in a chair, eating Funyuns, watching Netflix, they're 285, 43 years old, and they're like, oh, I'm going to get in great shape. You're going to see my abs, blah, blah, blah. It's just ridiculous. You're just going to get injured. You're just going to give up because you're going to be exhausted. You're going to work out too much. You're not 19 anymore, and you're not playing on the football team, and you can bench, 300 pounds or whatever. So what you want to do is, I have a plan for you, right? And this is and it takes into account traders. So you set 3 goals for yourself. It's all you got to do. All you got to do is 3 goals. That's it. 1, you set a process goal for your market participation, right? If you're having problem losing positions, that's the only thing you're going to work on this year. And maybe, you know what? Maybe you get to May and you've become an expert at it and you can go on and do a different thing, but you're not going to think that way. You're just going to think, all I have to do is get better at this one thing this year. Next year, I'll worry about something else. This year, I'm going to get better at taking my losses where I assign them. Okay. Especially if you're a discretionary trader or whatever. Could be a different thing. Hey, maybe I have a problem scaling into positions when I have a winner. And that's my strategy. Or maybe I have a problem just taking trades in my pattern when I see my one pattern. Or maybe I just want to become an expert at trading one pattern.
Right.
That's your market goal. You set one market goal. That's it. Nothing more. You don't have to do anything else. Okay. My market goal for next year is to do less. My market goal for this year was to do less.
Always a good one.
For next year, I want to do, like, I don't even want to be there.
Do nothing.
Funny. I want to do nothing. You know, like the Tao, like Lao Tzu said, you do nothing and everything gets done. That's my goal for the market, right?
Love that.
So that's that process. That's your process market goal. Second goal is your health goal. One health goal. Okay.
Yeah, I want to do more next year, but that's my goal. But okay, go ahead.
What's that?
Your goal is to do less.
My goal is to do less.
Do more, actually. But
everybody's different.
Yes.
Make your own goal. Great. You're right. You're super active. You come up with ideas. You call me up. Last night you call me up 5:30 at night. I'm sitting there fucking eating dinner, and you call me up and you're telling me like some crazy idea you got about this thing we're gonna do. I don't want to talk about it, but the thing. And I'm like, oh great. You're like a machine. That's your thing. Do more. That's a great goal for you. Amazing. Every time you do something, you ring the register, net. So you do more. For me, I ring the register when I do less. Okay. That's your process goal. Do more. My process goal, do less until I'm doing everything. Okay. That's number one. Number two, one health goal. It doesn't have to be to run an ultra marathon. It doesn't have to be to have six-pack abs. It's just one goal. Just one goal that is realistic.
What about 15 reps of 225 bench?
15 reps of 225 bench. That's your goal for the year,
strong.
JC.
Like, correct me if I'm wrong.
Love
That's
it.
Strong.
Dude, you're just getting stronger.
Yeah.
You're just getting stronger. That muscle mass is healthy for you metabolically. Your telomeres are getting longer. Your mitochondria are dancing. Telomeres are the mitochondria of 2026. What's that?
Are those like man boobs?
You don't want those.
No. You want your man boobs. You want to have fucking strong pecs, bro. You don't want man boobs, right? So okay, 15 reps, 225. That's yours. Mine is I want to run a 150 half marathon. That's it. That's my one goal.
150?
Nice. 150.
I did a 204 was my last one, but that was years ago.
Dude, I'm doing it. I'm doing a 150 this year. I don't give a fuck. That's my only goal. That will affect everything else I do. But if you're sitting there and you're 265 and you're eating Funyuns and you're watching Netflix, your goal could just be take a walk 5 mornings a week. Get to the gym 3 times a week. Sweat 3 times a week. Lose 20 pounds. That could be the goal for the whole year. That's all you have to do, because what it does is it gets you going in the right direction. And then next year, you set another goal. Or maybe you get to June and you reach your goal and you're like, okay, I could set another goal now, but just one goal. So you have one goal that's a process goal for your market participation. Do less, do more, take your stops, whatever it is. One goal, you're going to accomplish it. One goal for your health, whether it's 225, 15 reps, whether it's an hour 50 half, whether it's swim, 5 miles a week or whatever your crazy scheme is.
That's mine.
Yeah, he's by the way, Strazza never tells you this, but he's a crazy swimmer. That's why he looks so good. You never even knew it. You never knew it before, but okay.
Love this guy.
And then your third goal.
Hold on.
So you have 2
Are
goals.
we saying that his water
Quiet.
are
Bill's talking. Stop.
Dude, the bro is a swimmer. The bro has got the fucking Luganus packs, bro.
Like a fish,
dude. You know what I mean? He's got the Mark Spitz fucking V. Okay. So, right? Dude, how old am I that I'm fucking,
Nobody knows who you're
Mark
talking about,
Spitz? And so the third is your stretch goal. That's where you get crazy. That's extra credit. You don't even need to do that, but you just think, you know what my stretch goal is? My stretch goal is 20 pull-ups.
Okay.
20 good pull-ups, not bullshit pull-ups. But it's just a crazy goal, right? I mean, the last time I trained for it and tried to do it was like 5 years ago. I got 18 and I was suffering.
But
The
you don't
chances I
want
get 20 is a very stretch, but I'm going to fucking go for it. It's my stretch goal. What's that?
you don't want to stretch too much so that it's like unpractical and you don't get there, right?
You don't want to get injured. You want to set yourself up for failure in that one.
Oh,
You want to set yourself up for success on
Got
one.
it.
Set yourself up for success on two, and then set yourself up for failure for three. Because that's how we really grow, by failing. That's how we really learn things, by failing. That's how we learn about ourselves. Man versus self is really the only literature plot that ever mattered. They're all
Right.
man versus nature is really man versus self. Man versus man is really man versus self. They're all just man versus self. So you set what? So you have one process one more, it's a market related one. I'm gonna honor stops if I fucking die trying. Number two is a health one. I'm gonna, get off the couch and sweat 3 times a week if I have to die trying. And then number 3 is your stretch one. I'm gonna do 20 pull-ups or whatever, some crazy thing that you probably fail at. That's what you do, and you write it down on a piece of paper. Boom, you just write it down, 3 things on a piece of paper, and you live that thing. You live those 3 things. That's all you have to worry about. You don't have to get 1% better every day. You don't have to keep up with the Joneses. You got your own list. Doesn't matter what kind of car your neighbor's driving. That's what I got for you today.
I love that.
Bro, I like the 15-225, by the way. You get stronger. It's great for your muscle.
I'm a third of the way there. I'm more than a third of the way there. So that's not going to be that hard. I'm a little bit afraid that that's too easy of a goal.
Dude, you make it in May. And then we come back on this program and you're like, hey, Phil, I made my goal already. I got 15-225. I want to set another goal for my health. And I'm like, all right, cool, dude. What's that? And you'll be like, okay, I want to do this or I want to do that. Then you do that.
7-minute mile. That's a good one.
7-minute mile is great, dude.
That's a good one. I did a 6-minute mile every year when I was in college because we had to.
Don't worry about that one yet. I mean, you could go for some runs. You could get a little, you get that little cha-cha going, but 225-15, that's your goal, go. Boom. One goal, that's it. You do it. As opposed to, I got 50 goals and I'm drowning in them and I accomplished nothing and got injured and I'm back on the couch eating fucking ding-dongs.
Because if you focus on too many things, you're not going to achieve anything.
I see it all the time. I see people come to me.
Didn't the ding dongs get canceled?
Ding dongs are terrible.
I think they got canceled.
Yo-hos, hoo-hoos.
Still there.
Hummers
They
are
didn't
okay.
get me too.
Hummers.
What's that?
There was one of those. Not the ding dong. One of those got.
It was like Little Debbie or something got canceled.
The Devil Dogs?
Aunt Jemima got canceled. Remember Aunt Jemima?
Aunt Jemima got canceled.
Which is a bummer
I love
because
the
she
Aunt
was like
Jemima.
legit. Like that was like
Right.
a real story behind it. She got canceled for no reason.
Really?
Aunt Jemima.
Shout
got
out to
canceled.
Aunt Jemima. Not on the
I got
Perlman
it.
program.
Syrup is a lot of sugar.
What about
Syrup
that?
is no-
What about that sugar-free syrup from Vermont? You know that sugar-free syrup from
Yeah,
Vermont?
here's how I think about that. If you eat that once a month and you enjoy it, great. If
There
you
you
eat it every day and you're like putting it on everything, horrible.
If it makes you happy. Right?
Once a month. Like like if you're going to have a charcuterie, you go to a great place with charcuterie. If it's a Sunday morning and you're making your kids waffles from scratch and you got the waffle maker out and you want to get out that maple syrup, do it. If it's a Tuesday morning and you got the Eggos coming out of the freezer, don't do that. You know what I mean? Just make things count. Make them count.
Yeah,
We're all going to die one day, one life, make it count.
that's right.
There's our boy.
Tremendous wisdom.
Strazza,
As
you have
always.
the backdrop. It's snowing like crazy out here, right?
It's pretty, isn't it?
It's a white Christmas. We got a white Christmas.
It's great. I like to get to see the snow when I come up here, so that's just lovely.
It's beautiful.
All right.
All right, what do we
Apparently
got?
we're doing an open bar. I didn't know that. So
I don't know why you wouldn't know. I don't know why you wouldn't know.
It's the
I don't
open
know.
bar.
Open bar.
could be because I
The only
asked
way
you
to do
last
it.
week. And
We don't call it the closed bar, Spencer. I don't know what you're talking about.
It's not the cash
In
bar.
any case, if you are watching us on YouTube, one, thank you. Two, when the stream ends in 30 seconds, it'll automatically redirect you to the open bar, which will start in a couple of minutes from now.
Give me 5. We're putting on a trade.
In 5, we're putting on a trade. We got to go
Open bars
do that.
killing it. The new programming here is killing it. Open bars
Dude,
killing it.
Weitzel was awesome.
What's that?
Weitzel was awesome.
Weitzel show is fantastic Thursday morning after the morning show, and our boy Louie has got an audience. He had like 500 people watching live or something the other night. Thursday nights at 9, after hours crypto. He's smart, dude. He's fucking smart.
We're doing it. All right. Thank you guys for watching. We'll be back tomorrow morning. Go make some money. Come trade with Steve in a few minutes, I suppose. 5 minutes, allegedly.
Adios.
Run it. I can't take no loss.